Hi there, someone has shafted your ex, or they're in the process of doing it, okay? I feel that your ex played you and now they're being played, okay? They went into another situation with somebody else, possibly love, could have been just a group of friends, but wherever they've gone, they are being shafted, okay? It's that karma is a calling. Your ex's energy, they're very stressed at the moment, okay? Whoever they're connected into at the moment, what you don't know is there is a lot of arguments. They're arguing a lot, there's a lot of fighting. Your ex wants out, but the other person, I feel, is going to dump them anyway. Okay, there's just been a massive blow up here, but wherever they went to, this person is as devious as your ex. Yeah, the other person they're with is going to cut them off. Okay, I think your ex knows this is coming because they are feeling extremely stressed at the moment, and if they've gone into another relationship, okay, and they did you dirty and you were played, well, it's happening to them now. So what I'm going to do today is just have a dig into the environment, okay, and see if any of this is going to affect you. Are they going to come back? Or I also got this card, Clarity, Third Eye. I think you knew. I think you knew this wouldn't last. Even if they've been gone for a few years, deep down in your heart, you knew that they were walking into trouble. They hadn't thought this through, okay? But I feel their karma is because they played you. So now, what goes around does come around eventually. So we'll have a look, okay? I'll give this another shuffle, see what else we can glean. Just while I'm shuffling though, thanks for watching. I hope you're okay. Thank you for your support and all your comments. It's lovely, thank you. If you'd like a reading, click on the title of the video. Links are below in the description box. Everything's, I'm gonna take that one, everything's on the website, okay? And check out the $1 reading that's on there for a limited time. Righty ho, let's crack on with this, shall we? Right, 2 cards. This one was peeking out. You've been healing. Okay, you've been healing. I feel that with this ex of yours, that this was a cycle where you would start to get over them and then they would come back. But this time I feel you've really seen this for what it is. Ex's energy, lesson learned, I'm done. Oh, they're learning a lesson, okay? They're learning a lesson. They really, really are. I just feel it's, I don't know, just a bit of karma, okay? I just feel this karma. Let's go a bit deeper into your ex's environment. Let's have a look at your ex's energy. Okay. Now, the scrolling instead of healing cards come out. So they haven't really done any work on themselves, which I think is interesting, okay, because you have. Okay, so I feel that they are still in the victim mode. Isn't it sad? None of this is my fault, etc., etc. Okay, but they're in for a rude awakening with this other person they've got themselves caught up with. They're just going to cut your ex off. Okay, but that word shafted came in, you see, and for me, how I interpret that word is they're not just going to cut your ex off or bring it to an end, but your ex is going to be worse off than before they met them. And I don't just mean emotionally, I mean something in the physical, okay? They're going to be worse off. That they're going to end up with less. Now that can mean less in their bank, it can mean where they're living. But you know when you have those relationships and unfortunately one person takes everything, I feel that this is what's going to happen, okay? But your ex hasn't really done any healing. No, they treat drama as therapy. I think they get off on drama. Okay, I think your ex gets off on the drama. I think they love it. They're addicted to the chaos. They're addicted to the chaos. But what I want to say to you today is I feel this time they've gone too far. And what will happen when this happens in their environment, they're going to be in such a way that they're going to have to start sorting themselves out, okay? But I don't know, they haven't changed. I don't feel your ex has changed, okay? I don't. No, they don't finish what they've started. They've very much got fingers in lots of pies, your ex. Quite shallow. They just don't finish it. And they don't like being criticised either with this card. They do spend a lot of time online, whether they did whilst they were with you, but there's an energy of them online as you watch this. That's what I'm channeling. They're online a lot, okay? But what they don't realise is whoever this is doing, let me just clarify that, is doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing, okay? Let me get my tarot deck out. And we just have a look at this other woman. It could be, it doesn't have to be female energy. It's just the generality of there is somebody else that caused a lot of problems in your relationship, okay? But that other person is now playing your ex. Yeah, they're moving on, okay? This is very clear to me. The Chariot's come out. Brilliant card, love the Chariot. But in a love reading, and because we're getting they've been shafted and played, the Chariot can mean that somebody will go into a relationship because they're a social climber, or they can see that by being in a relationship with said person, they will get this, or they can, you know, maybe have more money, but social standing, all of that stuff. And this is what this other person was interested in. This reading is very clear to me now. I like it when the cards clarify what I'm hearing. They were more interested, the person your ex is with, in using somebody for their own gains and their own success, whatever that is, okay? And this sort of energy, they will, once they've got what they wanted, let's use an example, maybe they wanted more money, it's just an example. Once they've got that, then they will throw the other person under a bus. Not literally, obviously, but it's just a saying that they will move on, okay? The Chariot is a card of moving on, and it's a very singular energy. The Chariot is about your success, what you've got, victory, ambition. I feel that your ex is involved with somebody who knows what they want, and they will do whatever it takes to get there, okay? And this is why we're getting your ex is going to be shafted. Yeah. Both people, your ex and this other person, I was getting the online, bottom of the deck, I've got the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups is somebody who procrastinates, but they're always looking at other options. And it can relate to emotional connections online, okay? So they're both looking at other options. However, let's just do your ex's energy. I see the other person, the one who's doing shafting, is going to come away pretty unscathed, whereas your ex is not. They've just come out as the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles means a negative change in circumstances. It means that you're left out, you're pushed out into the cold, you're not wanted anymore. I'm hearing that your ex will have served their useful purpose, whatever that was, okay? And this adversity, struggle, hardship, really just feeling like the whole world's against you, okay? But I feel with this that you knew, with the third eye card, that you had a feeling it would end up like this. And what you don't know that's going on, the unknown at the bottom of the deck, is the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse, okay? So there will be a splitting of assets. There will be some unexpected changes, possibly in living arrangements, that kind of stuff. But in a generality, it's going to all crumble, okay? It's going to crumble. Right, anything else, please? As a generality, just in the environment. Right, Hangman. There's just nothing happening. It's swinging all the time, but it's come out in the reverse. So there's one person who's very discontent, very apathetical, just disinterested because they've got what they want. Just give me that other woman, one more. Yeah, that person's going to shaft them because they're moving on. And I'll tell you why they're moving on, because what they've had, what they went for was some success, their ambition. Again, it's the Eight of Pentacles, but it's kind of come out bit upright, bit not. And I'm hearing say they wanted some success, they were ambitious, they wanted something, but now they're finding it boring and it's repetitive, and they are in the Chariot energy. They're on the way out. They're on the way out, okay? There could have also been some overspending as well. Anything else on the exes and this other person's environment? Yeah, Judgment, but it's in the reverse. So there's a lot of discontentment there. There's a lot of indecisiveness. But I really take from this that even now, and I can't paint it any other way and say that your ex has changed. I feel with Judgment in reverse, they're still blaming everybody else, especially with scrolling instead of healing. That they're still blaming everybody else, that they don't think that they've done anything wrong. And when this happens to them, I don't think they're going to think they've done anything wrong. And I think at the core of it, your ex just has an unwillingness to learn any karmic lessons, even now. Even now. No, they just haven't got the wherefore to change anything, okay? There's also some bad business and financial decisions being made here within their environment. So let's just get a couple out from this and I'll go to the best possible outcome. I want to know if they're going to come back in, because that happens quite often. Someone will come back into your life when their whole world collapses and expect you to pick up the pieces. They were too busy winning, you see. Bad as each other. Match made in heaven. Okay? But I think what I've got to say here, there's a lot of lies and deceit. And I think that your ex thought they were winning or they were going to win. But what they didn't realise was the person they've got themselves hooked into is very devious, very clever and massively, massively ambitious. Drama starter. Okay? Let's see. Are they coming back? I just saw the Lovers. Are they coming back? I just saw the Queen of Wands. That's you. You're looking to the future now. You've got your confidence back. Okay. Yeah, there is a possibility they will contact you. Okay. They will contact you, I feel, especially if you had children or there's children connected. Doesn't matter how old the children are. They'll wait for the right moment. But the end card is the Three of Swords, which tells me that A, you probably wouldn't even entertain it, or B, it will just end up very disappointed, okay? Because I feel they will come in with an energy of, we can do this, we can do that, and all very positive and optimistic, okay? But then that positivity I'm hearing, they'll come in with that, but then gradually, like future faking, it'll just slow down and slow down. And then I feel they will become very slow to come forward with things. The promises won't materialise. And you just will become very disappointed again. Okay? So let's get you a what to do card. Probably just stay out, really. Yeah. You just need to mind over heart with this. But I think you're there anyway. I think you need to be very rational and not bring any emotion into this, because the Three of Swords is not positive in a love reading. It means heartbreak, disappointment, possibly cycles repeating themselves. And I just feel that your ex will just become lazy again. And I mean lazy within the relationship. They're just not going to put the effort in that they would promise you at the beginning, okay? Because they come in with a lot of positive things. We'll do this, we'll go here, we can have this. And they sell you this beautiful, sunny, optimistic thing. And then they just start not bothering and not bothering. And you don't really end up with much of a life with them, okay? But I feel that you are on to bigger and better things. But you're definitely being told to keep your guard up, don't let anything away, and just remember who you are, okay? And have your say, if it's safe to do so. I always say that. Have your say, okay? Your truth matters, your words matter, you matter. All right, so I'll leave that with you. But yeah, they're just going to get shafted. Anything else on that? Yeah, Magician in the reverse. There you go. The lies are catching up with them, okay? You know, you could have a situation here where your ex pretended to this person that they'd got more skills than they had, or a whole story. And then, but the person they're with is just as bad. And they are now making their getaway with more, I hear, than when they started. Okay, I think that's key here as well. So leave it with you. Look after yourselves though. Remember who you are, okay? Remember, you are the best. There's no one like you, okay? And anyone who's with you is so lucky. So lucky to be with you, all right? Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.